What's
Hey,
up?
power couples. Oh, power couples rock.
Yes. Guess what day it is? It is Timeless Tuesday. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Yeah, we are so excited that you all are showing up for our popcorn conversation. And we've been doing this now for the last couple of months
Yes.
and gotten some really good feedback and answers to those questions that pop up in relationships.
Mhm.
So we're taking those one pop at a time.
Yes.
And we're excited that you all are joining us and being a part of this conversation. So we're going to encourage you all to write your comments in the chat. We want to hear them. And we're very excited about tonight's question that we have that we're going to pop up and talk about.
Yes.
So we're hoping that you all will chime in and have some discussion with us regarding this particular question, because last year, I said last year, last week, when we posed that question, there was a lot of eyebrows raised to truly understand the magnitude of that question.
Yes. So this week, this question is going to be, and we're going to give you probably some steps or some information about why couples do this. And so the question
did you want to do
oh my goodness,
you keep forgetting.
No, I don't forget. You're supposed to do it. I guess he's over here eating his popcorn. The game, the Power Couples Rock game, is out. And just go out to our website, order you a Power Couples Rock game, and just start playing it with couples. You know, we've enjoyed playing. We play this. We take it with us wherever we go. And most of the time we'll pull it out with couples, and then we'll just start playing. And then they're like, "Oh, we're gonna get one." So you can go out to our webpage and you can buy that. We also have the Love Pack for couples, and we know there are many couples out there that have bought this. And go out. It's an easy way to get communication going in your relationship. So you get 2 pens, some Post-it notes, and then you get instructions on what to do and have fun with your mate. So that is available for you. Now I've done that. Is that okay with you?
It's so good. It's so good. Now we can dive into this question. As I eat my popcorn, I have these popcorn conversations.
Yes.
With Power Couples Rock.
Exactly.
Right?
Popcorn conversation. All right. We're just going to jump right in. Are we done with March Madness? Oh no, but oh my goodness. We're not. It's April Madness, isn't it? Wow.
It's spilled over into April, and there's going to be some amazing games that are actually coming on this weekend.
Yes.
It's going to be good. And we're going to have to navigate our schedules so that we can see those.
Yes, you're right.
We want you guys to pray for us this weekend. We are actually going about an hour and a half away from here. We've got this amazing couple that's getting married, and I'm going to be performing the ceremony. And they went through our coaching and counseling sessions, and they've been going through it since September of last year?
Yes.
It's like September of last year.
Isn't it September? Wow.
It's been a long time.
Because it takes, we usually do 6 sessions, and with holidays in there, we scheduled that out, and
at least 6.
Yeah, they finally graduated, and now the wedding is upon us, and we're super excited about
them. Yeah, about sharing their wedding with them. And they are the cutest
couple.
Every time we say that, every time we get a couple,
cutest.
Every time we get a couple that we marry, we always say they are the cutest couple. But this couple has just so honored their parents well, because their parents have been instrumental in their lives.
Right.
They put their finances in order. They have devoted themselves to Christ. They have made sure that their careers are in a good space at this point. So you all pray for us this weekend that their wedding would just be more than they could even ask or imagine.
Yes.
Because we want the power of the Holy Spirit to be there in that place, because it's not about us, but it's about them showing up and people that are there seeing Christ in them. So we're excited about that.
Yeah,
right?
Super excited about it. And thank you once again for joining us for Popcorn Conversation, where we are tackling big questions that show up in relationships. We're going to tackle them one pop at a time. This question tonight is, why do couples grow apart? Why do couples grow apart? Talk to me about that. Why do couples grow apart?
Well, here's what I'm thinking with the couples growing apart. You wonder if they just got married, or, I'm sorry, did they just go to the wedding, or did they prepare for their marriage? And then once they did that, is there a consistent investment in their marriage? Because we've met several couples who may get married, and then they may do the traditional things such as, we're going to have our date nights. We're going to spend that quality time with each other, which I don't object to that. I think that's very important to do that.
Yes.
But to really be filled with some insight and guidance and wisdom is extremely important. So going to any kind of marriage experiences, or making sure that you're getting that word indoctrinated in your marriage on a consistent basis is extremely important, especially with all of the seasons that you may find yourself in. Right? Yeah,
that's so true. Well, one of the things that I looked up some top 10 reasons of why couples grow apart.
Wow, that's great.
And then I would love to talk about maybe how they can prevent that. But one of the reasons was lack of communication. And it talked about that the conversations in relationships can start to be more transactional than relational. And so it becomes like this checklist. We just got to do this. We get up, we just got to, and we're not really communicating. We're just transactional. And so the meaningful conversations are not there. So that was one of the things that, one of the reasons.
So you're saying transactional, or are you speaking of, well, we got to get our bills paid, we got to take the kids here, we're going to get up and go to church on Sunday. It's just that checklist that we're operating in instead of focusing in on the relationship.
Right. Okay. And communicating, because when your communication is just transactional, it just becomes a list of check thing. But if your communication is relational, you may stop and pause and have a conversation about it. Even if let's take the bills, for instance. We're doing the bills, yes, that has to be done. But then talking about a little bit more in depth of, like, maybe financially where we want to be, having more in depth conversation and communication about it, rather than the bills are paid and that's it. So that's kind of one of the things that they talked about, a lack of communication becoming more transactional.
Okay.
Yes. And then it also talked about having different priorities and having a lack of alignment. So your priorities may be different than my priorities. What do you think about that?
Well, the first thing that comes to mind as I chew this popcorn.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
And you got some on your lip.
I do.
So yeah, you don't want that.
I don't want that on my lip. So the first thing that comes to my mind, different priorities and lack of alignment, is that I wonder if they have their vision, mission, values, and brand all aligned. It gives them a blueprint for their marriage.
Yes.
And I know that we offer that Master for Marriage experience where couples can go through to actually determine what that is in each one of those areas.
Yes. Yes.
So it can bring about an alignment
for
them. And I'm sure that there's been so many couples who have gotten married that have never had a marriage vision, never had a marriage mission, or determine what their values were, and then understanding their brand and how they show up. Now, every couple has a brand, whether they acknowledge it or not, or whether they know it or not. Every couple has a brand, and when they show up, the brand shows up. The brand shows up. So I believe that that's probably the different priorities and lack of alignment is that they haven't put those things in place.
Yeah, that is so important. Just to add to that, also just life demands. So when you have priorities, sometimes the priorities you may not align, right? You may think that the kids and you just doing your own personal goals and your career, that may be your priority, and then your priority may be different, and we haven't even talked about it.
It could be my career. It could be working out.
Yes.
Being fit.
Yes.
It could be spending a lot of time with my family and helping to support them, and it may not align with what is important to you or what's priority for you.
Exactly.
That makes sense.
And that goes back to your communication as well. So, we put out there, we're putting out there, why do couples grow apart? This is our conversation that we're talking about. And one of the things we just mentioned was one of those reasons is lack of communication. And then we just talked about having different priorities and lack of alignment. And so those are two. I know that there's more out there.
Right.
Oh, I love this one. What about emotional disconnect?
Wow. So you would say read the room. Read the room when we're talking about emotional disconnection. And I don't have to be, sometimes I may not read the room well because I'm so focused on getting things done.
Yeah.
Or making sure that I check off the list or getting this project or initiative taken care of that I may not be as in tune with reading the room that I need to be, because you could be going through something. So I have to constantly remind myself that my tone is important.
Oh, yeah.
Especially when I'm focused. My tone is important. And then just making sure that I'm aware of your emotional state of being at that time.
And I'm the same too, being emotional aware of your emotions as well. Not just me, but men. They have emotions too, okay? Sometimes they may suppress it, but having more conversation about checking in emotionally. I think that's important because of the demands of our career. And I mean, our children are grown, but you still have demands of certain things that you do in life, and just checking on that each other emotionally, I think is very important to do.
But I do believe too, because we haven't become, even though we are empty nesters, we have not become complacent at what we're doing, and we're always exercising our mission. So it's keeping us pretty focused on what we want to get accomplished, to impact others, and to see that fruit. And it takes some work to make that happen.
It does.
And we love it. But also we have to make sure that we still stay emotionally connected and grounded to one another.
Oh, yes. And you have to feel like that if we're checking in with each other, that we don't discount each other's emotion that we're going through. Because I've seen where that happens. Like, get over it, you'll be fine. Right. But if someone's expressing that, shutting them down will only cause them to go into a shell and not feel like they'll be safe to be able to share what emotionally they're going through, or be able to connect emotionally. And I think that's critical in a relationship.
I think so too. Good job.
Yeah. And there's another one I want to talk about.
Okay.
As I drink my K-cup. Oh, this one I like. Not prioritizing time together. That could be a reason why people grow apart. Not prioritizing time together. And this is what we got to talk about. Because they have different stages. So different stages. And because life it's not going to just be a straight line, right? Life can be like a roller coaster at times, but still making sure that you're prioritizing time together, because you have to make your relationship work and understand, what does prioritizing time together look like for each one of us. And it's like, I would say early on when we had kids that were young, and we had to see after, those are things that oftentimes you could get caught up with, just tending to the kids and not tending to each other's needs. And I think one of the healthiest things that we did was still make sure we had date nights. And that is just to either get out of the house, or we used to send our kids away for the summer. Hello. If you got grandparents and godparents and all those kinds of things. Oh, wow, that was great. And we just would have the time of our lives. I loved our kids, checked on them, but we were blessed to be able to have them share time with their grandparents and godparents. And it gave us like time even more.
It did.
But when kids are in the home, sometimes you really have to make sure that you make that a priority, that you two get time together.
Yep. Michael Banks said, yep. So I appreciate that, Mike. Please chime in, Mike. Give us some more of your wisdom as well.
Oh, yes.
I would love to give our viewers a strategy too for that time together that worked for us.
Yeah, okay.
So oftentimes we would pick out certain things that we want to do together, and we would make it happen. So let me give you an example. One year we said that we were actually going to visit a winery every quarter, not to just drink the wine, but to like truly have dinner or have lunch there and walk through a distillery, just so that we would understand how it was made. But it gave us an opportunity to really spend time together. That was one of the things that we did. And then go ahead. And then other things that we've actually done like couples massages together. That's been amazing. And I know I'm scrolling now, but for my birthday, my wife gave me, she sent me to a spa and gave me a full body massage and a facial, y'all. It was dynamic. It was like mind blowing, earth shattering. After my facial, I hope you guys can tell my face was really wonderful.
It's glowing.
But after, I was like, man, can you smell my face? Because it was like,
it did smell
it smelled so good. And that was just one of the ways that we've been able to spend time together by getting our massages. And we make it, we don't just do the anniversary deal.
Right.
It's more than that. And if we do the anniversary deal, it's bigger than just a dinner.
Right. I love those examples. I would love to hear some examples that you all do to spend time or carve time or make it a priority amongst all of the demands that we have in our lives, and not letting that go on too long without having time together and making sure it's a priority. I do know on a monthly basis, we meet and we talk. We call it our hour of power. And we have just conversation about 6 core areas in our life that we deal with. And that's faith, family, finance, fitness, future, and fun. And we talk about those. Sometimes we even go to dinner and talk about it. I remember us a few times we would go to this restaurant, and unfortunately it was a vegan restaurant. It was so good.
Yo, it was so
unfortunately good. It closed. It was so good. But we would go there and we would take our goal planning book with the 6 core areas, and we would just walk through it because it was our monthly time to get together and walk through it. And the owner would come over and he's like, "What are you guys working on?" And we shared with them what we were doing. And he was like, "That's fantastic." Then we come back the next month and like, "You are working on?" Yes.
We're working on
our goals. We're looking at them. We're trying to, analyze where we are, what we need to do next, what's working well. And it just really, I think it just gives a rich conversation And so if you could carve
But I think it continues to make sure that we're connected.
Oh yeah,
with one another
yeah.
because we're always working on something together, and that's what I've always enjoyed about what we do. Is that we're always finding something that we're working on together.
Right.
Whether it be in business or whether it be in faith, teaching, we're always going to be working on some project together, and that's where that connection comes in. That where we won't grow apart because we are taking time to spend together. So we're working together and we're playing together. And we would recommend that you all do something like that. We also did where we would go to different mountains and hiking. We would go hiking because it'd be so beautiful out there. We would hike, and there's so many things that you can do together without it costing you a lot of money.
Right.
It does not have to be expensive at all. You can get very creative regarding what that looks like, which then if I can go to the next one, is that lack of fun and excitement that you can share with one another. And I like to have fun.
Yes.
I like to
celebrate. His fun meter is like way over here.
I love to
from 0 to 100.
I love to celebrate birthdays, anniversaries, special days, and just because days.
Just because.
I love to do that. And so having that lack of fun and excitement can allow you to grow apart because you're not sharing those experiences with one another. When something major happens in your life, or God has shown up in an amazing way, how are you celebrating? Yeah. Oftentimes when we get a new job or there's a bonus that comes in or that we finally fix.
Oh, we got a bonus.
Finish April Fools. No, I'm joking. Or that we finally finish a particular project or initiative. To stop and take that time with one another and celebrate it.
And celebrate.
Celebrate that because I don't know what tomorrow is going to bring.
Right.
I don't know what that's going to look like. So while we have the opportunity and the breath, I want to make sure that we have fun and excitement. And we extended that to our family too, our sons and your sisters.
Yeah.
Where we go on our annual vacation together, which I think they now look forward to it more than we do.
We're all when we're done with that, where we're going next. It's just been a really cool experience for our families to be able to travel together, and we're just blessed to be able to do that. So I'm grateful for that. But I encourage you all try new activities. They don't limit. There's, as Carlos said, lots of free things you can do out there together. There are lots. We go to the park sometime and just walk the park, and it's just on beautiful days. But really keep the fun and excitement in your relationship. I think that's so important. Over 30, we've been married 33 years, we'll be 34 years, and we still continue to try new activities. Now, I am not the one that is very, very a risk taker with doing mud runs, and I don't like muddiness. And jumping out of planes. We have to agree upon the fun.
You did go skiing.
I went skiing, yes, but I didn't have to jump out anyway. I jumped off a gondola. What is it, a gondola? Whatever that thing is. I had to jump off. I was like, this is stressful. But I want to encourage you, just find just different things to do. Put it in the chat of things you've done. There's so many. There's flying places you can go to. There are lots of activities. We just did a fun activity about 2 weeks ago. We did that illumination.
Illumination. That was really nice.
Really.
We want to take some couples there.
Yeah, it was nice.
To go there. That was extremely nice here in Atlanta, Georgia. Illumination. Something like that. It was really nice. I want to tell the story. You all just hang with me for a minute here. I have a really good friend of mine that lives up north, and he has a family member or a couple that's their family. They've been married for 60 years. And here's the story. So she goes to retire after 60 years and come to learn that they have never taken a vacation.
Oh, wow.
In 60 years, they never took a vacation by themselves. They went on a couple of day trips, like with senior citizens or something, but they never took a vacation by themselves. 60 years. She retires. He goes into the hospital because he has fallen, and then he never comes out of the hospital. He passes away. And so now she literally just retired and thinking that they were going to spend the rest of their life together. But they were pretty frugal, and so they did not spend a lot of money on themselves or creating experiences for themselves. And I'm just encouraging you all, we're encouraging you all to don't take life for granted and make sure that you can spend that time with one another. That will help you not to grow apart. All right.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I didn't even tell you.
I haven't heard that story. We hadn't had a chance to talk about that.
I know it literally just happened like a week and a half ago.
Wow. And I had to take a trip home and stay with my parents and really focus on taking time with them. And I say that don't take life for granted, each other for granted. Do it while you can.
Right.
Because tomorrow's not promised to us, and so we want to make sure that we take time for each other. Make it priority.
For sure.
Those are some of the things we talked about, some of the reasons and how to prevent couples from growing apart.
Yes. Yes. Okay. Good. Stacey is listening. Hello, Stacey. So glad you're listening through the phone. Good stuff. But the question was, why do couples actually grow apart from each other? And we've listed approximately 5 to 6 reasons why couples grow apart. And there's more reasons why they grow apart. And we just encourage you, if God has put you together, let no man put asunder, or let no thing put you asunder. If you truly believe that God within your matchmaking, can I say matchmaking?
You
if
just
he's there, then there is a reason why the two of you all are together. There is a purpose for why you all are together. It is a suitable relationship that you all are having. So you should be better off because you're with that person. And so I'm just encouraging you to just understand that you are in a blessed relationship, and God has plans for you, plans to prosper you, to give you hope and a future. And so make the most of it. Don't leave any present that God wants to give you under the tree. Don't leave any presents under the tree.
Oh, wow.
This is a gift right here. So we want to maximize the opportunities that God has given us.
That's beautiful.
Was that okay?
That was great. Thank you for sharing that.
Yes.
I just want to reiterate some of the reason we talked about why couples grow apart. We're just only naming a few. Now, of course, there are a plethora of reasons, and then giving them some solutions about it. One is your lack of communication. Make sure that you communicate. Find time to sit still and to talk to one another. And if you're having trouble talking to one another, contact a counselor, a coach, or someone who can show you and give you the tools. You can always go to powercouplesrock.com and join us in one of our Master for Marriage workshops. And we talk about vision, mission, and values, non-negotiables, and things like that. But learn how to communicate no matter the chaos or the demands of life.
Correct.
And then understand your priorities, both your priorities, what they look like, and your alignment. Make sure that you are aligned with one another. And if you're not, then talk about that. What do you need to do to put in place so you can align with one another? It's very crucial to have rhythms and get them going in your life.
Correct.
And then the other is prioritize time to be together. That when you don't do that, you can grow apart in reference to not prioritizing time together. We just encourage you, schedule that time, put it on the calendar, and do not let anything interrupt it. You know, right?
Mm-hmm.
When we travel, just a personal story, we talk all the time to each other all the time, but when he travels, and we have to meet on a monthly basis, and sometimes it may be on the end of the month, because we always meet at the end of the month when everything's gone, when we talk about, okay, those areas. And if he's out of town, then we don't get to meet. We say, okay, next week, or when you come back in town, we got to make sure we do that, because we don't want to fall behind on those things, because we believe that they have helped us stay true to our covenant.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Yes. And then what were some of the others?
Emotional disconnection, making sure that we are aware when the emotions are different with our spouses, to ensure that we can be sensitive to those emotions and feed into those in a positive way.
Sure. Yes.
And lastly is that have some fun, have some excitement, get crazy in a great way with each other, laugh together. Oh my God, we laugh so hard.
We do. We do.
Laugh together. It is, I promise you, it's okay.
We're funny.
It's so fun to laugh. So have fun, have excitement, be intentional about creating experiences together.
Yes, yes. And this will help you to grow together and not apart.
Right.
And work on it consistently. We can guarantee, if you work on it consistently, if you're each other's biggest cheerleaders, because my hair is not going to always be this brown and puffy, whatever. I'm getting my little gray skin, but I gotta know that he loves me beyond my grays. Okay, I love when I met him, he had hair, but now he doesn't. But I love who he is. And so those kinds of things you work on consistently, and they will take you far in your relationship, and you will grow closer together. So we want to thank you all for just being a part of this popcorn conversation. And we hope that something has been said or done that will resonate with you, that will cause you to have a mindset of moving forward in your relationship, to make sure that you come together. You can do this. You can do this. Yes, you can. And with that being said, we want to go into the popcorn machine, and we want to see what our question is next week. Make it something easy. Where can we travel?
Here we go.
What you got? Oh, we gotta turn it. Well, I gotta reach in here, you guys. It's not falling out.
All right.
Oh,
you got
one?
Okay. Here we go.
Ooh. This says, should couples have an allowance?
Should couples have an allowance?
Should couples have an allowance?
We'll tune in next week.
To
figure out, should couples have an allowance?
Join us on our popcorn conversations, where we will be popping out one question at a time. And we love you all. Thank you all for joining us. And let's get...
Don't forget to subscribe to us.
That's right.
Thank you all.
Thank you so much. Have a great one.
Peace.